So from this video we'll start with the core Java programming series. So for this you do not need to have much of a prerequisites, but you should know some basics of programming. Okay, because Java is an object-oriented programming language. So if you know some basics of programming prior to getting started with Java, that should help. Okay, you can also learn Java as your first programming language. That's not a big problem. Okay, so here all types of Java program, you should remember that as Java is a object-oriented programming language, all the Java programs are encapsulated in a class. Okay, so here I am creating a class. Okay, so here the constraint is your file name, whatever you use to save this Java file should be the name of the class. Okay, so here I am using test first. Okay, so this is the class that I am using, test first. So I should save this file as testfirst.java. okay, if I don't do that, then the problem will be I will have a class file generated with this different name, and at the time of compilation it will cause a problem. Okay, so it's not actually a problem. You need to compile with that name, or you need to run with that name, so that will be a problem. So I will show you what are the implications. Public static void main, okay, and sorry, string args, and here you can write a simple string. Okay, system.out.println, this is a test program. Okay, so once you have written this is a simple first program. So I will just go to save this thing, and Java toots, and what was that, test, sorry, test, okay, let me see what is it, test first. Okay, test first dot java. Okay, I have saved this thing. Now here what I will do is I will compile this thing. Okay, using javac. The command is javac space test first dot java. Okay, so this will compile this thing. Now you will see there will be a class file generated. See this, test first dot class. Okay, so the implication is that if you don't save by this name, okay, so if I use here something new, test new, okay, and I'm deleting this thing. Okay, let's recompile now. See here, it will generate the class file by this name. So when you're running Java, you will have to use test new here. Okay, so that is the only problem. So whenever you are writing programs, that is not a big problem, but when you are packaging into a jar or anything likewise, if you use some different name for your internal class and different name for your file, so that will cause confusion. Okay, and debuggers or anyone who is going to maintain your code will have to face the problem. So it is advised to have the file name same as the class name. Okay, and here I'll delete this thing, new, and let's see, java c. Okay, test first now. Okay, this is a test program. So that is all we had printed in this file. So now in programming there are different types of operations. Okay, so major operations are decision making. Okay, first thing is decision making, then there is something called as looping. Okay, so decision making forms an important part of programming. So any type of program you are writing in any language, you will have decision making statements, like you will have if else statement, you will have the switch case. Okay, and you will have some ternary operators. Okay, and these all things will be available for the decision making. And for looping, you will have different types of loops, like for loop, while loop, do while loop. Okay, and apart from this, you need to understand the syntax of the programming languages. Okay, the syntax for Java is somewhat similar to what you might have learned in C++. Okay, so if you're coming from a C or C++ background, that might help. Okay, so here also there are different types of variables, or you can say different data types that you need to understand here. Okay, so by data types I mean the different types of data. So it can be a string, that is a alphanumeric data. It could be integer, that is non-decimal data is known as integer, or it is written as int. Okay, int. Then there is float for floating point operations, or you can say decimal point operations. Then there is double. So it has double. The idea with double is that it has historically it has like double the size of what is available for the integer, that is the memory size. If your integer is 4 bytes, double is usually 8 bytes. So that is the only thing that is different between the float and double. Okay, so that is all the data types. Okay, so we will have to use different types of data types in our program and write our program accordingly. So it depends on what kind of program you are writing. Okay, so first thing, that whenever you are learning any programming language, first you need to learn about the input output. So here in this program we have written simple output thing, system.out.println. So now if we want to write a program to display your name, for instance, so what we can do here, so let's get rid of this. So enter your name. Okay, so we are giving an instruction to the user to do whatever he wants. So here there are different types of classes that are available in different types of packages. So if you are coming from a C or C++ background, then you must have heard of headers or preprocessing directives, sorry. So just like the preprocessing directives, here you have packages. In C++ you include those things, and here we import those packages. Okay, so here I will import java.io.star. Okay, so star is like all, so it's kind of a wildcard for all. We will not be requiring all the classes. Okay, out of this thing we'll be requiring only a few classes like buffer reader and stuff, but for the sake of understanding I am writing it this way. Whenever you are writing larger programs, make sure you write the specific classes that you require here. Okay, so if I am using buffer reader br, is equals to new buffer reader new int stream reader new int stream system.in. Okay, so here I will create a string variable, string name. Okay, name is equals to br.readline. So it will take an input your name and system.out.println name is, and here you will write that whatever your name is, and let's save and see if it works now. So okay, so it's saying new, okay, sorry, input stream reader. Okay, so IO exception, so it will give you an IO exception, so you can throw it, or there are two ways you can do it. I'll let you know how you can do it. So this is done. Okay, so now let's run this thing. So here let's say your name is XYZ01. so this will print your name. So now, as I said, there are two ways you can do it. So here another way is to use a try catch thing. So here what you can do is you can put this thing inside a try block, try, and you don't need to put the whole thing, only this line which is specifically taking the input from the user should be put inside the catch block, try block, but we are doing it. And here you can write IO exception E, and here you can display that system dot print line E dot get message, and here you can display that thing. And that's 01. Okay, so that's it. So this is a simple example, and we have just got started with Java. In upcoming videos we will see how we can perform arithmetic operations, then how we can use loops and stuff. Okay, so in the upcoming video we will see those things. Thank you.